Hi everyone! If you're anything like me, you hate how much prices at the grocery store have gone up in the past year or two. Every week at the grocery store, I'm just shocked by how expensive everything has gotten. Things that used to be $3 are now $10. Things that used to be $12 are now $25. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I like to look to the internet for some inspiration on how to lower my grocery bill. So I have a tendency to watch a lot of YouTube videos of people who go to the grocery store, spend $10 and somehow manage to feed themselves for a week. Unfortunately, where I'm from, that doesn't work. So I decided to challenge myself to see how little I could spend at the grocery store to feed myself and my family of four for 1 week. I made breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 4 people for 7 days, as well as a couple snacks, and I spent $70. So here is my grocery haul that I spent $70 on. You can see it's quite a decent amount of food, but not a lot when you think it's supposed to feed 4 people for 7 days. So let's go through it and I'll show exactly what I bought. I spent $69.77. I have some cheese here, some tortillas. This is a small package of deli ham, some hot dogs, a can of tomato sauce, some quick oats, some peanut butter. This is a bag of winter vegetables, mainly broccoli and cauliflower, as well as a bag of mixed vegetables, some off-brand veggie straws, a bag of baby carrots, some green onions, a bag of hot dog buns, 1 pound of ground beef. I have a loaf of bread, 18 eggs, a package of Mr. Noodles, a watermelon, 6 potatoes, 1 liter of milk, some pancake mix, a bunch of bananas, a bag of pasta, and a mix for chocolate chip muffins. So I'm really hoping that this can feed my family for 1 week. So let's get started and we'll see how it goes. One thing that I think you should definitely take advantage of if you can is getting all the little free packets of condiments that you get at restaurants. This is just a couple of the things that I have in my house. So I've got some cream cheese, some butter, some peanut butter, some jam, just a whole bunch of different things that can be used to spice up your recipes when you're on a really tight budget. With this weekly meal plan, I'm assuming you have some sort of cooking fat as well as some salt and pepper. Okay, so for breakfast on day 1 and day 4, I made some oatmeal. I just made mine with some water and a little bit of salt, and then I added a tiny bit of milk after it was cooked. If you have any mix-ins, you could add those, such as brown sugar or maple syrup or raisins, but I just kept mine simple and plain. Okay, for lunch on day 1 and day 5, we had egg, cheese, and ham burritos. These were super simple. I just cracked an egg per person, added a little milk, fried them up, and then took half a tortilla for my kids. My husband and I each had a full tortilla. Put on a very small amount of cheese, 1 little piece of bacon, and that egg, and then we just folded it up, and that was a pretty filling lunch. For dinner that night, I made a shepherd's pie. This is an excellent way to stretch out a little bit of meat. I just put some potatoes on to boil, and this is half a pound of just lean ground beef. I just brown that up in the pan, and then once that's all cooked, you just add in a little bit of water with a little bit of salt and pepper, and you just want to get that all mixed together. Then you're going to add in about half of your bag of vegetables, as well as a couple tablespoons of your tomato sauce. Make sure to season it again with salt and pepper if you have it. If you have any extra seasonings like garlic or onion, you're welcome to add that as well. Then you're just going to put it in a casserole dish. Cover it in the mashed potatoes, which were again very simple, just a little bit of milk and salt and pepper in there. You're going to want to put a tiny bit of cheese on top for some extra flavor, and then you just bake it in the oven at 350 for 30 minutes. Okay, and here is our final plate. I have a slice of the shepherd's pie as well as some watermelon on the side. This was a really great filling dinner and an excellent way to stretch your meat. On our second day for breakfast, we each had a fried egg, some toast with peanut butter, as well as half of a banana. I really enjoy having eggs for breakfast. If you can afford them, it's a great protein, keeps you full until lunch. I made sure to add the peanut butter to the toast for the added protein. For lunch, we are taking advantage of our leftovers. So we had some of the leftover shepherd's pie, as well as some of the baby carrots just raw on the side. For dinner on our second night, we had pizza buns. This is something I had a lot growing up. We just took some of the hot dog buns, spread a little bit of the tomato sauce on top, and then we just sprinkled on some cheese. We kept ours plain, but if you do have any vegetables or meat you want to add, you're welcome to. You just put it under the broiler for a few minutes, and there we go. We had our pizza buns with a little bit of the leftover vegetables that I had from the freezer. For breakfast on day 3 and day 7, we had pancakes. The mix I got was a just add water, so it was very easy to put together. We did have half a banana on the side, and I did end up spreading some peanut butter on top of the pancakes for some added flavor. But if you have some syrup, you can use that. And lunch was super simple, just a grilled cheese sandwich with some watermelon on the side. We were a little bit stingy on our cheese because we did want to make it last. But if you have any seasonings like garlic, or if you've got a tomato or something like that, you can really elevate your grilled cheese sandwich. But this worked for us for lunch that day. Day 3 dinner was just a bowl of pasta. You can't really go wrong with just boiled noodles with some tomato sauce on top. Super simple, super quick, and super easy. Okay, for lunch on day 4, we had quesadillas. We just took the tortillas, sprinkled on some cheese, and grilled it up in a pan. Again, we had some baby carrots just on the side. And dinner for day 4 was a vegetable soup. This was, again, very easy. I just took whatever frozen vegetables I had, put them in a pot with a little bit of water. If you have a stock cube, you can definitely add that. I didn't. I decided just to add in some of the milk just to make it a little bit creamier. Next up, I just made sure to season it well, blend it up, and then I added a couple small cubes of cheese in there for some added flavor. And here's the soup. It was actually quite good. Normally I would add in some garlic and onion, but we didn't have any of those, so this may do for that night. Day 5, and we are having French toast. I just took an egg and milk, mixed it together, dipped in the bread, and then fried it in a pan. We served it with half of a banana, and again, I did put some peanut butter on top, but if you have syrup, that's really good. Day 5 dinner was hot dogs. Everybody loves hot dogs. Just a plain hot dog with some veggie straws and some carrots on the side. Again, if you have some of the condiments, it's a great way to use up those little packets of ketchup. Day 6 breakfast was a fried egg, a muffin from the packet that I bought. It was a just add water packet, as well as a slice of watermelon. This was also one of the favorite breakfasts of the week. For lunch on day 6, we had some leftover hot dogs and the last of the leftover veggie straws that were in the bag that I had purchased. For dinner that night, we used up the other half of that pound of ground beef that I bought. So I just fried up the ground beef, used the last of the tomato sauce, added a little bit of extra water, cooked some pasta, and dinner was done. And here we are just having the last of the pasta with meat sauce for lunch the next day. Our final dinner of this week was stir fry. I used up the last of the winter vegetables, just fried it in a little bit of oil in a pan. Then I just boiled up some water and just cooked the noodles. I also added the seasoning packet to our vegetables, and then I just mixed everything all together until it was all incorporated and the seasoning was on everything. I also had an extra egg, so I decided to throw that in and just scramble it up for a little extra protein in this meal. And here is our stir fry served with the very last of our watermelon. I think one thing that's really missing from a lot of these videos are snacks. They come up with these ideas for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but you never think about between those meals. So I decided to pick up this bag of Just Add Water muffin mix. So this package here made 6 regular sized muffins, which was enough for us to have one day for breakfast, plus we had 2 leftovers that my kids had for snacks. Looking back on this, I probably would have made mini muffins with this. It would have made them stretch a little bit farther, and everybody would have got to have a couple more for desserts because I think that's really important. So the other snack slash dessert that I made were 2 ingredient peanut butter cookies. It was super simple. I'll put the link in the description below if you want to try them. It's just peanut butter and an egg mixed together and then cooked in the oven. They were surprisingly good, although next time I would add a little bit of extra sugar. So thank you everyone for watching. I hope this inspired some of you and gave you some great ideas, and have a good one.